Mr. Daniel, please, before Mrs. Ashcroft comes down. Your mother is alive. She's behind that door. The casket you cried over for 30 years, it was empty.
What are you talking about?
Come with me, now, while she's still getting dressed.
Daniel, what on earth are you doing in the help's quarters? Dinner is served. Come up.
Nora? You're the woman in the photo?
I watched you grow up. I saw you fall off the dock. I saw you graduate. And I never once got to call you my son.
That woman gave birth to you. But I raised you. I gave you the Ashrock name. Say one word about this and you spit on everything I built.
You made me carry lilies to an empty grave. Every year, let me grieve a mother who was pouring my coffee 10 feet away.
A housekeeper could not raise the Ashrock heir. I did what had to be done.
The house is in my name, the trust, the company, all of it, 2 years now. And I'm giving it all to Nora Sullivan. On the deed, in the morning. You can keep one thing. The empty stone on the hill with your lie carved into it. Mom.
Mr. Daniel, please, before Mrs. Ashcroft comes down. Claire, the youngest of the household staff, had a fistful of my sleeve. Her knuckles were white. The casket you cried over 30 years ago, she whispered, was empty. Your mother never died. She's been in this house your whole life. I set my coffee down on the sideboard. Upstairs, Eleanor's heels clicked across the landing. Come with me, now. While she's still dressing. For 30 years, I had laid white lilies on my mother's grave every Mother's Day, a marble stone in the Ashcroft plot on the hill behind St. Andrews, a name and 2 dates cut into it. I had knelt there as a boy in my little navy blazer, and I had never once seen her face, not a photograph, not a portrait in the whole house. 32 years in Ashcroft, and no one had ever shown me what my own mother looked like. Claire took me down the back stairs, past the pantry that smelled of silver polish, into the servants' wing I hadn't set foot in since I was small. She stopped at a plain white door. Daniel. Eleanor's voice came down the hall like a blade. She stood at the top of the stairs in her pearls and cream St. John suit, silver hair, perfect. What on earth are you doing in the help's quarters? Dinner is served, come up. I got turned around, Mother. I said, calm, easy. Old house. Come then. Her eyes flicked to Claire. And that one? She's finished here, gone tonight. A good girl learns when to keep her mouth shut. This one talks too much. I smiled and climbed the stairs, but I did not go to the dining room. I went to my study, and I made one telephone call. Harold, the family attorney, answered on the second ring. I asked him 3 questions. His answers were the ones I already knew. 2 years ago, quietly, I had moved the Ashcroft Trust, the house, the holdings, all of it, into my sole name. Eleanor still signed the Christmas cards, as though she ran things. She ran nothing. She only believed she did. Do it tonight, Harold, I said. All of it. I'll sign in the morning. Then I went back down to the white door, and I opened it. She was sitting by the window in a grey housekeeper's dress, her auburn hair gone mostly silver, pinned back the way it had been my whole life. Nora, the woman who brought me warm milk when I couldn't sleep, who pressed a cool cloth to my forehead when I had scarlet fever at 7 and Eleanor was in Palm Beach, who taught me to tie my shoes on the back step while the mother on the hill supposedly lay in the ground. On her lap was a photograph, soft and creased from 30 years of handling. A young woman in a hospital gown holding a newborn. Her. Put that down, Daniel. Eleanor filled the doorway behind me. For the first time in my life, her voice had a crack in it. That woman gave birth to you, she said, but I raised you. I gave you the Ashcroft name, the Andover diploma, the trust, this life. Say one word about this and you spit on everything I built. You made me carry lilies to an empty grave, I said quietly. Every year, you let me grieve a mother who was pouring my coffee 10 feet away. I did what had to be done. Her chin lifted. A housekeeper could not raise the Ashcroft heir. She knew the terms. Silence, and she got to stay near you. She paid that price 30 years and never complained once. Nora's eyes never left me. I watched you grow up, she said, her voice small and steady. I saw you fall off the dock at the club. I saw you graduate. I saw you become a man. And I never once got to call you my son. Claire stepped in beside her and took her hand. Or my brother, she said. She's my mother too, Daniel. I took this job 2 years ago just to be near the both of you. She's your sister. So am I. I turned to Eleanor. I was not angry. I had stopped being angry somewhere on those back stairs. The house is in my name, I said. The trust, the company. It all cleared 2 years ago. Harold is drafting the papers tonight. I looked at the woman by the window, my mother, and back at Eleanor. Everything you spent 30 years protecting was already mine to give away. And I'm giving it to Nora Sullivan, her real name. On the deed. In the morning. Eleanor's mouth opened. Nothing came out. You can keep one thing, I said. The stone on the hill. The empty one with your lie carved into it. Go visit it. Bring lilies. I crossed the little room, knelt the way I had as a boy, and took my mother's hands. They were chapped and warm, and I knew them better than my own. Mom, I said. The word broke her. 30 years came out of her all at once without a sound, just her shoulders and her tears and her forehead pressed into my hair, Claire's hand on my back. And in the doorway alone, Eleanor Ashcroft stood in her pearls, in a house that no longer belonged to her, listening to a word she had spent a fortune to keep from ever being said.